RWBY talk.
RWBY. Oh my god. Where's my crying cloth?
Oh my god. The fucking Pyrrha statue, man. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that to me?
That's just all sorts of evil.
Oh. Can you, like, because I tried to put myself in Jean's, like, shoes, you know, there. I was like, okay, imagine you lost, like, a loved one. Someone that you felt so strongly for, like someone that you thought you could spend the rest of your life with, and then they die before you can. And then you just see a statue or a memorial of them, just, like, where you never expected to see it. Like, I can't even, I'd probably break down.
I don't have words for that, man.
That scene was glorious, man. And luckily, when you said you were like, hey, use this for the thumbnail, and I was like, I couldn't tell what, like, I didn't, like, look at it close enough. I was like, okay, he's standing in front of a statue. What the fuck is that? And then I was like, oh no, it's Pyrrha.
Oh no, it's Pyrrha. And Jen voicing the character.
Yeah, so the person that talked to him is, there's gonna be plenty of theories. Do we want to? Do you think that's one of Pyrrha's relatives? Like, what do you think? I don't know.
Is that his impression of Pyrrha in the afterlife? There's so many ways.
Yeah, it could be one of them because she just, like, kind of mysteriously disappeared. It could be one of Pyrrha, because, like, they talked about how Pyrrha was originally, like, she trained here, and then, like, they were kind of disappointed when she didn't go to school here. So I almost wonder if, like, do we know where Pyrrha grew up? Was that ever, like, established in the lore?
That was volume 1.
I don't know.
That was volume 1.
Yeah,
I've rewatched that volume enough.
Stuff, but I wonder if that's supposed to be one of her family members, and because it almost looked like she kind of knew, and I guess it would make sense that she would know that Jean knew Pyrrha, because, like, you'd probably, you know, the Vital Festival, they saw that they fought together, you know, they're on the same team and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, and plus it's actually really cool too, because, and you said it's confirmed, like, the same voice actress did do that character.
That's Jen's voice. I will know that anywhere.
That's really cool. See, I thought so, but I didn't look it up or anything. That's really cool since we met her at the con, you know? Like, we just met her at our local con. And I had actually asked her. This was, like, when only, like, the first or second episode was out. And I had asked her, I was like, are you ever going to voice another character in RWBY? Because, like, you know, like, now that your character's done, and I think you're a great voice actress. And she had told me, that was the deal. Like, when they killed off my character, the deal was I get another character later on. So I don't know if that counts, since that seemed to be, like, a one-off, or I'm not sure, but, like, kind of curious. I don't know.
Yeah, it's...
I would love it if they actually followed up on that. Like, if that wasn't just, like, a one-off. Like, if Pyrrha's family actually legitimately lives in this area, I would love for Jean to, like... can you imagine how emotional that would be, like, Jean to, like, meet her family?
Right? God.
And you know how I feel about redheads. They're adorable. But yeah, how about, let's see here. So fucking Oscar, he had a time skip-esque outfit change.
Some Doctor Who there.
Hell yeah. He regenerated and he picked his new outfit. He's even, like, talking more, like, eloquently. Like I for a second thought that, like, Ozpin had taken back over for a second, which, who knows, that could be, like, a twist later.
You'd be like, I'm trying to make up for everything.
Yeah, I'm actually Ozpin, and I made you this delicious meal. Does that make up for lying about the entirety of humanity and our history?
I swear I didn't drug this to make you forget.
Guys, I got Panera for delivery. Does that make up for it? Mac and cheese bread bowl.
Bacon mac and cheese bread bowl.
Nora would like a mac and cheese bread bowl, I feel. That strikes me as her style. But no, also, speaking of Nora, let's go back to the emotional moment here. The talk that they had, like, Nora and Ren kind of, like, having an intervention with Jean there. I was actually worried it was going to be, like, depressing at first when she was like, this needs to stop. I thought they were going to call him out on his, like, anger issues, and they kind of did, but in a nice way. It was like, we don't want you to fucking be an idiot and kill yourself.
We don't want you to commit seppuku right there on Pyrrha's statue there, yeah.
Oof.
But if you looked at the statue, one of the many fallen students of the Battle of Beacon or some shit along those lines, I'm like, is that how they're going to...
I thought it just said one of the students who fought bravely or something. Are you sure it said that? You might be placeboing that.
That's me.
All right, you cut out high key right there. What the fuck?
Yeah, one second.
Are you going back and checking? This is important lore, folks, because if it says many, then more people died. It should say one of the many gingers that fell. I'll just edit out this silence. Take your time. How's it going, Andrew? Yeah, I'm good. Good. Wonder if that hiss will be picked up.
Okay, one of the many students that fought valiantly at the...
So, yeah. So. It didn't say anything about falling. But yeah, no.
I was almost placeboing the fact that they were going to use that for convenience there.
To be like, more deaths? We confirmed deaths? Monster.
This is how we're writing out all the characters you'll never see again.
Yeah. Remember Neon? She fucking died. Remember skateboard punk waifu? Dead.
No!
That's a line too far, goddammit.
Keep my punk waifus alive, damn it.
Fight for punk waifu. That's a march I can get behind, David. If you and me want to march up to Congress just for some punk waifu, I don't know, laws. I got nothing.
Has to live. Otherwise, your show will be canceled.
Yeah. Not scratch Congress. We'll march up to Rooster Teeth and be like, we need more punk waifu representation. We see you doing representation is important, but don't forget about the punk aesthetic. I'm kidding, by the way. Don't be angry. So let's see here.
We just need Jeff character now.
Oh, I would love Jeff to voice a character from Achievement Hunter if no one knows who's watching here. Like, for example...
Well, he's Griffin Reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly
what
fucking
was
voice
his character
acts.
references Blue again?
He's Griff.
Oh, okay.
Who is literally Jeff incarnate.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, now we need to side tangent. Just, like, 30 seconds or less. Describe, like, what kind of character would Jeff voice? Can't be an alcoholic, because we already have Crow.
Yeah, and also Jeff sober.
That's true. He's okay. So Jeremy needs to voice an alcoholic.
The alcoholism is shifted to the short one.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeremy gets to be like Crow's short drinking buddy from college. Like he fucking like, oh my God, what? Insert color name here. It's been so long, and then he's just like,
and they just go on
he does
a
fucking
party.
Jeremy scream, and he's like, oh, Crow.
Crow!
And he fucking starts suplexing some fucking boulders in the corner just because he can, all Undyne style.
And he's screaming, monster truck!
He rides up in a monster truck.
Jeff would be the really, really alternative punk style headmaster that fucking taught Crow.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, because he's got a very distinct voice. But either way, well, hopefully people get Achievement Hunter references here. You better, if you fucking watch Rooster Teeth, you gotta know. Anyway, though, back to this. Let's talk about, I am very proud of my girl RWBY here for some major development with her.
Finally!
Oh, I'm so proud. Made me so happy to see her be like, okay, alcoholic uncle, I'm sick of you being an alcoholic uncle. All of my parental figures are actual garbage. They're either dead, gone, alcoholic, or Ty. And no one wants to be Ty.
And no one wants to be Ty. Forever cuffed.
We don't talk about Ty. He's too vanilla. That's his issue.
He's a good boxer.
We need more about Ty, by the way. I'd like to see more with him. But, yeah, so that was really cool to see. I'm very happy to see that too, because like RWBY, especially like early volumes RWBY, I always liked her because she felt real, and like one of the things that I liked about her character was that like she had that like awkwardness, and like I don't know, she just felt very like a real person that you'd meet. Like, oh, she's like the weird geek in the corner. She loves these things and that thing. But either way, she had a personality, right? And then in like volumes 4 and 5, she kind of fell into being the standard protagonist. She just said these like one-liners like, keep everyone safe, don't let anyone else die, I fight for justice, yee, He-Man powers, but like
what the fuck was the He-Man reference?
I don't know, don't they say some shit like, I have the power,
power.
Yeah. But and even as recently as like the beginning of this volume, remember one of our complaints was like, even on the train, she was saying some like stereotypical shonen shit, That was like the one
Don't let
thing.
anybody else die.
So I'm very happy to see that they're giving RWBY some development here, and I know other people are too, because I actually saw Chibi reviews his thumbnail, and that's what he's focusing on too. He was like, "Oh my God, RWBY development!"
RWBY development. They listened.
The Illuminati style conspiracy theory in the fandom for a while has been they're trying to phase out RWBY and make Jean the main character. What is this bullshit? So I'm glad to see that.
Illuminati.
Oh yeah, every fandom has a sub root of the fandom that's like specifically for conspiracies around that fandom. So like RWBY, for example, their conspiracy side really got the flames were fanned when that RWBY letter came out. All of a sudden, conspiracy. You know, Game Grumps had the same thing when JonTron left. Everyone was like, "Why'd John leave? What happened? We got to put the clues together." It's everywhere. Every fandom has
when Ray left Achievement Hunter.
Yeah, it can be even small things like Hunter x Hunter. Why is he really taking hiatuses? Is he sick or does he play Dragon Quest? Like,
well, I mean, he plays
Kubo.
Quest.
Did he kill Byakuya because he wanted to, or did the fans pressure him to on Twitter?
Like, I don't know here.
I just think it was a really. I like that. You can tell Crow, honestly, because he says, like, just give up. Why do you guys care? Like Crow is so done with it, and it's up to these, like, the kids to be the adults here. And I like that their resolve to, like, do it kind of came from the fact that, like, Pyrrha, even though she knew back in Volume 3 that she was going to die when she went up against Cinder, she still tried. And she's like, we got to be like Pyrrha, because who else will, you know?
Exactly. Like, what I love about it is Crow almost seemed taken aback there.
Oh, yeah. You could tell, too, he's probably never, ever had sass from RWBY before, because RWBY's always been very submissive. RWBY doesn't like conflict. So I'm very proud of RWBY being like, fucking get over yourself, Crow. It's like, thank you.
Fucking kill yourself.
Careful, he might actually do
it. Like... You've sat and been a drunken wastrel this entire fucking volume. Grow up and put on your big boy pants and actually do something for a fucking change. You're supposed to be the grown up, but here I am being the actual adult. And I'm only, what, 16? Fuck you.
Yeah. So, like, the thing with Crow is, like, the death flags to me just keep on rising, right? Because essentially, at this point, I think it's just he's gonna piss off RWBY more and more and more, and then he's gonna have his one redeeming moment and then die. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Well, we know Tyrion and what's his nuts Watts are going
we gotta talk about that. Tyrion and Watts are coming, and Watts is the one villain on Salem's side that hasn't been ruined yet, because, you know, every time. Luckily, they've been doing better this volume, but in the past, every time we've learned more about Salem's people, I've hated them more. Like, for example, I loved Hazel until we learned about him, and I was like, that's awful. Come on, Watts. You're voiced by fucking Christopher Sabat, Piccolo Vegeta, voice actor here, fucking, and Zoro from One Piece. That's who you're voiced by, so you gotta be a good character.
Like... Are we going to get Super Saiyan Scream? Are we going to get a very, very Namekian voice when he goes anger mode? Or are we going to get, you know, just completely done with the world?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm
Every time I hear him, I hear fucking Vegeta!
I love it. No, he actually is doing a bit more of the Piccolo side, I think. He's got, like, the deeper,
yeah,
like...
But that was my... I watched Z first, so that was... I didn't really pay attention to Piccolo because at first I fucking hated Piccolo.
Yeah, who the fuck cares about Piccolo?
So my first, you know, real character that connected with me with him was fucking Vegeta. And let's face it, Vegeta is a million times better than fucking Goku. Fuck off, Goku fangirls.
Vegeta's the real main character. Prove me wrong. That's the meme I'm going for. Oh my god! I do want to set up a desk, like you know that guy. What's the guy's name that does those like blankety blank? Change my mind.
Oh,
I don't remember his name, but like I actually legitimately want to go out and do that, but like not with political shit, but with like stupid shit, like Hunter x Hunter is the best manga of all time. Prove me wrong, and I'm just sitting there debating them with facts and logic.
Right?
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Right? Like, it's what I really want in the next couple episodes, because we had Tyrion, and goddamn, does he have a...
He was slightly less cringy to me in this one, because he was, like, toning back his laughing.
There was a...
Yeah. Yeah, just a little less of that. But
that will forever be ingrained in my brain as the one moment they killed Tyrion, and that was his first fucking interaction.
I'm still so sad that the Tyrion voice actor canceled his con appearance, because I really, really wanted to ask him about his like obnoxious amount of laughter. Be like, listen,
I just really wanted to go up to him and do the laugh.
Oh God! And then the security guards tackle you because they think you're crazy.
So you'll forever be known as the guy that went. Right? How do you feel about being a living meme?
No, my question would have been, now, was it the director or you that chose to, like, evilly laugh for about, like, 10 seconds too long?
Did Carrie just have too much to drink that day?
And just genius to be like, hey, you know how long Joker laughs? Take that, and then, like, extend it about triple the length. Genius.
Because, headcanon, everybody...
You cut off.
Right? What? Headcanon, everybody at Rooster Teeth is an alcoholic.
Except for Jeff, ironically.
Yeah. Well, he was the OG alcoholic.
Yeah, he started it, and then he passed the torch on to everybody else. They siphoned his alcoholism out, and then it passed it through to everybody else. Kind of like, gaining an immunity to a snake bite. Now, I do want to... One other thing I want to discuss is this very interesting conversation between Emerald and Mercury here. Because, first of all, every time Emerald's on screen, it's awesome, because I have a friend who, like, knows her voice actress personally, went to college with her, so that's fucking cool. And I love to see her getting more screen time since, like, she lives, like, within, like, 20 minutes of where we live. Shout outs, Michigan! Woo! But, what I do want to bring up is that we learned that Mercury... almost in a My Hero Academia style, got his fucking semblance stolen from him, and that's why he doesn't have a semblance now. And it was basically his dad, whose semblance was to steal other semblances. Again, a very all-for-one kind of motherfucker over here. He and in a way it makes sense. He was like, yo, the semblance is a crutch. If you rely on it, you won't get strong. And he's not wrong. We saw this happen with Yang. Remember, that was the entire thing that Tai said to Yang. Like, your semblance is going to hold you back. So in a way, that's not a bad bit of training. Take the semblance away, get strong without it, then get it back, and then it'll be like a boost. You'll be even better with it. It's almost like the whole put on the training weights and then take them off, like Rock Lee style, right? But the only problem is his dad, being kind of a little bit of a bitch, being a little asshole, didn't give him the semblance back ever. And I imagine if you lose your semblance in a world like this, that's similar to like losing a fucking limb. Semblance is important. So yeah, that was an interesting conversation.
But he didn't have his limb cut off.
Right. It was a metaphor.
I know. I was making a Yang joke there.
Oh.
But, I get it. But definitely it's interesting here, because now we see Emerald having that change of heart. Like, are we really doing anything here? Kind of almost like John was last episode.
Yeah. And like,
so we're seeing that from both sides, both good and bad. Will we have John join the dark side and Emerald join the light? Or
I mean, maybe. Like, what's interesting about Emerald is I still want to learn more about her and Cinder, because like that was a point you and I made in Volume 5 when she was like all like, no, Cinder, I loved her or some shit. And it was like, okay, there's something going on with them. She's talking about Cinder like she was like, I think she said something like Cinder was my only family or whatever. And I think my favorite line was Mercury like, okay, you may have not had a mommy that loved you, but I had a daddy that hated me. I was like, oof.
Too real.
I love any conversation where it's like, oh, you think you have it bad? Oh, okay, you didn't have parents? Well, my parents beat me. Like,
well, I mean, his daddy did beat him.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I mean, it's very similar to one of my favorite moments from Naruto ever, where Gaara is like, oh, Sasuke, you think you have it bad, buddy?
Grow the fuck up, you whiny little emo cunt.
So, Mercury. I'm gaining some more respect for him. It's very interesting, and now it makes sense why we've never seen him really use a semblance.
So is it your My Hero Academia?
We just read My Hero over here. We just did it, and it was cute, adorable, small childhood Uraraka and her little flashback, and it was the cutest thing ever. Oh my god! But that comes later.
Protect,
dude. The ultimate. Have you read it? have you seen the amount of Protect?
No, I have not read it. So shut up.
After this video, I'm gonna send you the Protect, and you're gonna see how Protect she is. But anyway, any final thoughts? Predictions? Anything? What do you got?
What I want is that fucking metallic Robo Stinger shoved up Tyrion's ass crack.
And he's got venom in it too. So I
put it right through, straight to the cock, because I can't stand Tyrion.
I can't stand him either, but I do think he was less annoying in this one because most of the conversation was just kind of like, it was more of a relaxed, normal human conversation where he's just like,
he is forever fucking ruined.
I like how he said it though. He's like, "Oh, you're in the wrong profession. You got to enjoy it." Like basically proving like Tyrion isn't here to gain something. He just fucking loves. He just loves what he does.
He just loves killing.
Yeah, dude. Tyrion's fucking Kermbompi. That's like, oh boy, I just love killing for the one true God, Salem.
But Watts, I want to know more about Watts. Okay,
so I think from what we heard about him in the last,
you got out hardcore there.
Wasn't he like a doctor that like went?
He was a doctor. He. But I want to know more. I want to know what his motivation really is here, because these fuckers aren't here, unless you're Tyrion, aren't here not to get something out of this.
Yeah, no, you're right. And Watts has always kind of been the one that's like he questions Salem a lot. Like, have you noticed? Or he's like, "How could you possibly?" And then they give him a look, and he's like, "I'm sorry." So like,
sorry, mistress.
He is interesting. Like, he seems the most like a normal fucking dude. So I'm curious. I thought Hazel did at first, but then he kind of turned out to be a fucking freak. So like,
hey, more ways than one.
Oh God, I'm gonna jam crystals into my arm, and it will basically amount to nothing. Nothing.
I have the power of Bane. No, I don't.
Yeah, no.
No, I have the power of being just a punching bag.
Very much. But yeah, so at the end of the day, predictions for me, I'm thinking, I guess, I don't know. It's cute to me. I'm glad that Oscar came back. I think that was a nice little wholesome moment where he's like, but I wonder if. What he says, there's one thing he said that really stuck with me where he's like, I don't know how much longer I'll be me. It's almost like he's basically just expecting Ozpin to just like fully take over his soul. Which is like kind of dark. And I wonder, I don't get the vibe that Ozpin would want to do that. It's just like we saw in his flashback, Ozpin learned the importance of living with the soul, right? So I don't understand why Oscar thinks that Ozpin is just going to fully take over the soul here. Like, I don't get why he thinks that.
I think what it is he's been able to dive deeper into Ozpin's, or Ozma's, we should say, memories and see how corrupt he really has become throughout the transference of souls. And he might say one thing, but really mean another.
Maybe he's worried that he's going to lie to him, yeah. See, I get the vibe, my vibe that I get from Ozpin is that, especially now, I just think that he feels so broken, like, why are we even trying? You know, he's basically, at this point, just in a eternal battle to delay Salem from getting these, you know, it's basically like this big game of cat and mouse, like, get the relics, move them somewhere else, you know, last a couple hundred more years, get the relics, move them somewhere else, like, it's gotta feel pretty fucking, like, just defeating, like, very soul-crushing, like, there's no end goal to what we're doing here, and I think he's probably been, like, in a pattern of like lying, like every generation or so he gets a group of people, he lies to them, makes them think they're gonna like fully defeat her, gets them to do like his bidding to like move these things to a different area, then they die, and then he does it over and over and over again, you know?
Yep. It definitely seems like it's the cycle, you know, that a lot of people feel is just like point A, point B, point C, do this objective, get these group of people, and then fucking do nothing, accomplish nothing in the end, and just watch the pieces fall.
And I mean,
and it's definitely got to be the most soul crushing feeling. And I kind of know it a little bit too well in my profession right now.
It's like, I guess ending off this video because I know you gotta go to work. I think that Ozpin, I'm excited to see if they ever have a conversation with Ozpin, like to kind of like. I want to see how that would go with like the kind of like reconsoling, you know, like talking to him and like understanding his perspective and like maybe coming to an understanding, because I think Ozpin is just as depressed, if not more, than them, you know, like if they could just sit down and be like, listen, it makes me just as sad as you that there's no way to beat her. I've been living with this shit my whole life. You got any fucking ideas? Because I'd love to hear them, you know?
Dio,
Dio? Yeah. We'll I keep forgetting.
Well,
I was gonna say we'll wish Dio into the world, but it's not wishes. I keep pulling the Nora.
It's definitely just like Zaloro.
No, honestly, I still think that the JoJo Part 2 method is probably the correct method, where they just launch Salem to space.
Yep, just launch a continent space.
Get into a fucking World War II plane, fly it over to fucking volcano, drop Salem into the volcano, and then wait for it to erupt. And then while you're skyrocketing on the rock towards space, just punch her a little bit until she's in space forever.
Yep,
that's how you do it. Isn't that right, Andrew? You know. Yeah.
What I do want in the next couple episodes, because I gotta head out, I want that flashback or that little bit of info, and I also definitely want to know how much of Oscar is left, because
it does seem like he's acting a bit more like refined and
exactly.
It's kind of weird.
And honorable. He's not going to dress all fancy. He's not going to.
He's a farm boy, you know. Like, so I almost wonder if Ozpin, how fucky would it be if Ozpin just is like slowly taking over? Like, maybe they won't notice if I slowly take over his subconscious.
Right. It's definitely giving me that vibes, because he's talking not like Oscar. He's definitely talking.
Day 10, they haven't noticed anything.
It's feeling like that. So,
because like I bet you know what? Now I'm even more convinced, because like he left. And then he came back and he was different. I bet you something happened when he was running away. Like, you can even go crazy dark with it. It depends on how dark they want to go. Like, what if Oscar... Okay, here's my crazy, like, sadistic writing thing, right? What if I was writing this, I think I'd do something like this. What if Oscar, feeling so distraught about his life, was, like, about to, like, kill himself? Like, went to the top of a building, about to jump off. And Ozpin's like, can't let him do that. Takes over. Now he's in control. And he has to stay in control to stop Oscar from, like, ending it all.
God damn, you're a sadistic fuck.
Black Mirror does it to me. That'd be great, though. God, that'd be so good. Because, like, it would. Can you? Because then all of a sudden, Ozpin, he's like kind of the good guy in that scenario, because he gets what he wants.
I redeemed myself.
Yeah, by saving him from killing himself, but at the same time, he also kind of like took over his soul. It creates an awkward moral conflict, and that's my favorite, awkward moral conflicts.
You're a sick fuck, Red.
And with that,
yeah.
peace.